At this time, we are going to begin our program with the invocation and pledge of allegiance. So if you will please stand as we welcome from the Owensboro Police Department, Lieutenant David Powell.
Good morning. As many as you probably know, Owensboro Police Officer Zach Morris was shot in the line of duty earlier last month. Currently, Zach is out of the hospital and recovering at home. Would you please join me in prayer for his continued recovery and for all those suffering? For all those suffering today. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us all together, Lord, to learn from each other and celebrate the wonderful achievements of our community. But first, dear Lord, we need to lift up Officer Zach Morris and the police officers shot in Pittsburgh this Sunday, who are responding to help those in need in the sanctuary of religious freedom. Lord, we lift up all public safety professionals who have been injured serving those in their community as they work tirelessly to make their communities a safer place. Dear Lord, please help to heal Zach's physical injuries and the physical and emotional injuries of all those affected by this latest tragedy in our nation. Lord, every day first responders, including police officers, firefighters, EMTs and paramedics, and 911 telecommunicators, make difficult and complicated decisions. Give them clarity and help them to stay calm and collected in the tensest moments they face. Fill our first responders with courage to run towards danger while others run away. Lord, help our officers recognize that when others express hate and anger towards them, they can find security in you in this community that embraces them. A special prayer is needed for the families of our first responders. Not knowing if loved ones are going to walk back into the door at home after a tour of duty is very hard to bear. Lord, grant them the strength and the courage to allow our community to continue to benefit from their sacrifices as well. God, help us to show our first responders how much they are appreciated. May these brave men and women know that their God and their community support them and care for them. Show us ways to demonstrate our gratitude and thankfulness for their difficult sacrifices every day. Heavenly Lord, I would be remiss if I did not wish a special blessing to the men and women of our military, protecting our freedoms from all around the world from those who would see it taken from us. Lord, at home, bless the leaders of our community and equally bless our downtrodden. Our community will never be as strong as it can be until we have helped all of those who need our help. Dear Lord, please bless this food for the nourishment of our bodies so that we can go and do your work and make Owensboro the best place it can be. In your name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And on a special note, don't run to the podium right before you try to give a prayer.
We'll have you remain standing, please. We have another special guest with us today. From the Brandon Scott Mullins Memorial Foundation, Kathy Mullins.
Thank you, Candace, and thank you, Chad, for inviting me to share this song today. This is Veterans Day month, and we want to honor our military, our veterans, those on active duty, those who have completed their service, and our first responders. This song was written by a Jewish immigrant during the time of World War I. He also served in the United States Army. The beloved Irving Berlin, may God bless America. And sing along. God bless America. land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Remember that freedom for our country is not free, and public safety for our communities is not free. May God continue to watch over our military and those who would serve us every day.
By the way, if you happen to be at a Predators game this season, you may see Kathy singing the national anthem again. They liked her so much last season, they kept her on for this season on the roster of anthem singers. You can remain standing for this morning's Mingle Minute. Last minute scan here. Oh, there's Art.
Good morning. I'm Ken. Come up to the beach.
No, we don't. We give away a lot of stuff people know.
Oh, we can arrange that, sure.
Yeah.
How are you? Good morning.
DJ, good morning.
How are you?
Doing great.
See you,
Good morning. Hello. I saw you on the list today. Hi, honey. I'm doing great. How's it going? I see the wrestling is back in business. Yeah. Oh, do you really? Well, I'm good. It's glad to see you. I'm glad you're here, honey. Stephanie, is Bobby here? Oh, he's not here? Okay. I thought it seemed kind of quiet. All right, folks, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're killing me. Each month, we plant among you a secret shaker, and we are very proud to announce that this morning's secret shaker is Benny Clark. You can see his picture on the screen. As Candace says, it's Benny and the Pets. Benny, Paul and the Pets. All right, my friend, who'd you shake hands with today? Up to you. Actually, you know what? Let's do 4 first.
Well, I was going to choose Gibbs because I've never won anything and I shook my own hand.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's great. Let's do 4.
Or is Crystal from the Measuring Choir.
I love it. Come on up, my dear. So we have this amazing gift bag for you from our friends at Kentucky Legend, and it weighs like 35 pounds. So let's go through it.
I mean, I might be Brooklyn's purse. That's good.
Here, hold the ice pack.
Awesome. It is cold.
Some ham, some Smokemaster's Finest, some premium sausage. Girl, you're hooked up for days. Oh, let's look. In the piece de resistance, a Kentucky Legend ham. I'll take the ice cream back. You don't need that. If you want to hire a couple of bodybuilders to take that back to your seat for you, you can. Popped a hernia stitch. We're good. Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations. At this time, we would like to thank the folks who are tuning in via radio. That is WOMI Owensboro, 99.1 FM, 1490 AM. And I'm so thrilled right now to get to introduce a very special guest with us. Puzzle Pieces on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, they have this awesome Facebook Live video series that is hosted by Jeff Reinerson. It's called Live with Jeff. And so we decided to invite Jeff to Rooster today to be a part of this morning's celebration and breakfast because he lives for it, quite honestly, okay? Let's just lay it out. Jeff has made no bones about the fact that he would like to take my place someday, and I always tell my friends, if I'm ever pushed down a flight of stairs, found on the riverbanks, suspect one. Bradley Youngman, did you hear that? David Powell, did you hear that? Thank you. Snapshot right now. Keep it on file. But Jeff is here this morning to help us welcome our new chamber member. So please, please, please give him a big round of applause from Live with Jeff, Jeff Reinerson. Come on over here, my friend. All right, we're going to start right there.
Bobby Wilson Furniture.
That's right. Bobby Wilson Furniture is located at 601 East 9th here in Owensboro. And they now have a second location, 806 West Main in Boonville. Serving Owensboro and the surrounding areas for over 25 years, they have quality furniture at warehouse prices. They offer bedroom sets, sofas, love seats, sectionals, dining room tables. There's a wrestling ring at the location at 9th and Bolivar, not even kidding. It is home of the crazy old fat man.
Please welcome Bobby and Stephanie Wilson with Bobby Wilson Furniture.
Yes, indeed. There's Stephanie right there. We were going to have Bobby come today too, but we were afraid he would body slam somebody. So, all right. Now we have I'm sorry. This is you.
New Career Creations.
That's right. John Jerkowitz, the founder of New Career Creations, a small business and career development coaching and consulting firm. John works with people who are committed to creating health and prosperity in their lives, careers, and businesses. His clients have included members of the healthcare, transportation, retail, government, printing, pest management, travel, photography, manufacturing, and microbrewing industries, just to name a few. And he's worked in both the profit and nonprofit environments.
Please welcome John Junk.
It was a curveball for me too. Jerkowitz.
Switch.
You got it.
With a new Career Creation.
There's John right there. Oh my goodness.
Raising Crown Chicken Fingers.
Yes, indeed. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers has one love, quality chicken finger meals. The restaurant brand is known for its great crew, cool culture, and active community involvement. Raising Cane's in Owensboro opens Tuesday, November 13th at 10 a.m. And 20 lucky Caniacs will receive free canes for a year. In addition, the first 100 dine-in customers, ages 13 and older, to purchase a combo meal will receive a free commemorative Raising Cane's Owensboro t-shirt and a free box combo voucher for their next visit. Again, doors open 10 a.m. on Tuesday, November 13th.
Please welcome Raising Cane Chicken Fingers.
By the way, I have not had cane sauce. Has anybody in this room had cane sauce before? Okay, so apparently it is like the greatest thing in the history of mankind. Give me a tub, a snorkel, I'm going in, really. How about this guy right here, everybody?
My show is 1:30 p.m. every single Tuesday. Please welcome Manuel Owen for Puzzle Pieces. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, buddy. Just a couple of weeks ago, I had the privilege to be a guest on Jeff's show. What episode was that, Jeff?
32.
32. 32. It's a weekly program. 8 months in, I got an invite, just saying. No hard feelings, though, Jeff. Enjoy your breakfast. All right, so at this time, we would like to recognize our Ambassador of the Month. And our ambassador is Michael Vanover from Hilton Insurance Agency, who is snagging a $50 gift card to Colby's. There you go, buddy. We'd like to recognize our elected officials who are with us today. Again, we always scan the room to see if we can make sure we get everybody. We don't always, so if we leave you out, apologies. Kentucky State Senator Joe Bowen is with us today. Kentucky State Rep DJ Johnson. You all can stand as we go through the list here. Mayor Tom Watson is here. Mayor Pro Tem Bob Glenn is with us today. City Commissioner Larry Conder. City Commissioner Jay Vallada. County Commissioner Charlie Caslin. County Commissioner Mike Koger. County Commissioner George Wathen. Sheriff Keith Kane is with us today. Judge Nick Burlew. Davis County PVA Rachel Foster. Jailer Art Maglinger. From the Owensboro Public School Board, John Blaney, Jeremy Edge. And from the Davis County Public School Board, Todd Anderson. Let's give those folks a big round of applause. I left off one person on purpose. We're going to ask that Circuit Court Clerk Susan Tierney please stand this morning. So Susan, and most of you all know this, there she is. On November 30th, Susan is retiring after 44 years serving the public and spending 18 years as our Circuit Court Clerk. So that deserves a massive round of applause this morning in recognition. At this time, it is my honor to introduce our breakfast sponsor, and my goodness, they hooked you all with some goodies today, with the aprons and recipe cards and all kinds of goodness. President and CEO of Specialty Foods Group, from Kentucky legend, please welcome Mike Beeger.
Kentucky Legend believes in the tradition and the community that has served us so well. Our tradition continues with Indiana Packers. Only working with local, family-owned farmers, Indiana Packers honors the same values we have rooted ourselves in for over 100 years. With over $420,000 and 50,000 pounds of product given back, we are committed to bettering the community that makes up Kentucky Legend. We will continue to produce our world-class products right here in Owensboro, supporting more than 600 local families. Our roots are here. They will stay here. Kentucky Legend, your everyday tradition.
Well, good morning. I'd like to thank everybody for being here on this wet Thursday. As you know, I'm with Specialty Foods Group. When I meet people in the community and I tell them who I'm working with, many of them look to me and say, well, I'm not really sure who that is. And then when I inform them, well, we're the successor to Field Packing, that usually brightens them up and they tell me about their relatives or friends that are currently working there or worked there in the past. So we were founded here in 1914. We currently have approximately 620 full-time employees. That's a moving number, especially during this time of year when it's our busiest season. And we produce a variety of products that you can see on the board over there that are sold both nationally and regionally under the Kentucky Legend, Field Fisher, and various other product names. Recently, we became a member of the Indiana Packers family. That transaction took place in October. Indiana Packers is 4 hours north of us in Delphi, Indiana. They have many of the same values that we've always had here at Specialty Foods. They're very community-oriented, very much involved with their communities, giving back, and we will continue that tradition here in Owensboro. With us today, we have Eric Scheiss at the table there. If you get a chance to meet him and say hello to him, he's down from Delphi. He's working with us as we transition to be a part of their family. The main thing that I want to emphasize is that we are here to stay in Owensboro. Indiana Packers express their interest in us because of our people, because of our facility, our products, and we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to stay here in Owensboro, and we're going to continue to support the community in the many ways we have in the past. As you've gone through the city in the past 6 or so months, I'm sure you've noticed many of the ceramic pigs that are around. That was our Oink for Owensboro campaign that took place in 2018 that Brooklyn Maple headed off for us. We are doing that again in 2019, so if you missed the opportunity to have your own company pig, this is the time to... All right, I got that. This is the time to see Brooklyn and make arrangements to be a part of the Oink for Owensboro 2019 program. That campaign is going on in November. We hope to have it completed sometime before the end of the year. So please make contact with Brooklyn if you're interested, and we look forward to that campaign again this year. We were able to raise how much did we raise for charity in that last year? $60,000 for charity in the Owensboro area during that program. As you know, we're coming into the holidays soon. We've got Thanksgiving followed by the Christmas holidays. I'd like to ask you to continue to support our products. A Kentucky Legend ham makes a wonderful holiday dinner. If you are interested in many ways to cook it, please visit our website. We have different recipes and various ways to prepare your family dinner. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. We're pleased to be able to put this program on and to be invited to be the sponsor. I'd like to thank Candace and her team for putting this together, helping us put this together, and also our marketing team at Specialty Foods, which we have mostly at this table here. We're proud to be a part of this community. We look forward to being here and supporting Owensboro as we continue to grow together. As you leave today, make sure you stop by our display areas by the door, and we have products there we'd like you to take home and try. We have some of our artisan crafted bacon that we had this morning for breakfast, and we also have some of our artisan crafted sausages. So please make sure you stop and pick one up on the way out. Thank you.
By the way, don't hesitate to use these recipe cards too. Brooklyn was on my radio show a couple of weeks ago and shared a recipe for ham and cheese pasta. And so I decided to make it last night with the Kentucky Legend ham. And I had a question about one of the ingredients. So I called my phone a friend, Brooklyn, and asked her what her cheese preference was. So I'll be sharing her phone number with you guys too, in case you need recipe hotline assistance. She'll be more than happy to help. It was delicious, by the way. It was awesome. All right, now it's time for our chamber update for the month. And to present that, our president and CEO, Candace Brake.
Good morning, everybody. So what's next Tuesday? Election Day. So we have been working on our Go Vote campaign. We started with last week with the kickoff with our red, white, and blue picnic. Thanks to Big Rivers Electric for sponsoring that, and for the FOP for coming out with free food, hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, and Coke. The people here from FOP, could you all please stand up? Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. Tonight, we have our state candidate forum. Candidates for House and Senate will be at City Hall at 5. We'll have separate forums moderated by Matt Francis, executive editor from the Messenger Enquirer. We encourage you to come out and see your state candidates. It's an important election year. At your place, you have our election guides that the Messenger and the Chamber have collaborated on. It has all the candidates for office, and we'll be sending that out electronically to our membership this Friday, so that you can read various positions, backgrounds, and get to know the candidates for all of our offices. And remember, the ballot is 2 pages, so you got to flip it over. And somebody was asking, I think one of our staff members was absentee voting yesterday, and she heard someone asking, if I vote a straight party ticket, is that all I have to do? No, you got to flip it over because there are a lot of very important local elections on that back page. So remind people to do that. So as part of our Go Vote campaign, we're asking you in your businesses to come up with ideas to get your employees, your friends, your families to vote. We have already several members have been doing things to that measure. Girls Incorporated is providing free rides to all the polling places. You just have to call ahead. And you get a free ride if you have to agree to take a girl to the polling booth with you and just talk to her about the process and why it's important. So give Tish a call at Girls Inc. if you know anyone that needs a ride to a polling place. We also have the City of Owensboro. Thank you, Mayor and City Commissioners, for agreeing to provide free transit all day long on Election Day. CYP made a presentation to the City Commission and they were on it, just completely on it immediately. Also, Lyft will be providing free rides. We have a lot of our members who are already offering shoppers discounts. Yesterday, Veranda posted a 25% discount to anybody who has an I voted sticker. So we encourage you to post those on your social media, share our logos on your social media. Our goal is to get about 50% turnout this year, and we feel really confident we can do that, but it's going to take all of us to make that happen. Put it on your Go Vote on your marquees, everything that you can do. CYP has bowling night on Saturday, November the 3rd. And the blanket drive started today. We'll have blankets in all of the backpacks for kids. We started today out here, and we're going to collect blankets at the chamber until Monday. And thanks CYP, that's our Chamber Young Professionals, for always coming up with ideas to make our community better and to help those in our community who are vulnerable. November 14th is our new member breakfast. And November the 24th is Shop Owensboro. That's one of our biggest events of the year where we encourage people to shop locally. And we're going to start, where's Kyle? Kyle Oz back here. It's powered by Independence Bank. This year we have more shopping bags since I think we ran out in maybe just a matter of minutes. We had 500 in line. So come out, bring your friends and family. It's not really an event. We call it a movement. It's been a really cool grassroots movement. So I'm going to advance this and have a little video. Every dollar you spend here turns over 3 times in the community, so let's shop local this season. And then on the Tuesday after our Shop Small Saturday, Owensboro Gives kicks off, and that is when we're asking the community to donate to a local nonprofit. It's a national movement. It's Giving Tuesday, but we're going to start Owensboro Gives this year. So we ask for you to do that with hashtag Giving Tuesday. Save the date for Chamber After Hours on Thursday, November 29th. It's going to be sponsored by Southern Star Central Gas Pipeline, and it will be at Southern Star, so put that on your calendar. Ribbon cuttings, we have several Kentucky Youth Chorales today at the Chamber. Tomorrow is 323 Staffing Solutions. November the 8th is Fast Tech Services. Chris Murphy is here. Roland Family Dentistry, November the 9th, Dr. Roland. And November 13th, Raising Cane's at 9:30. We're proud to announce that we've been working for quite some time on trying to find a good association healthcare plan for our members. And today we're proud to announce that we do have an association healthcare plan available to chamber members. It's an affiliate with the state chamber, and we have several of our agents who are participating in that program. Please call. Jacqueline's at the back. She has paperwork today if you'd like to get some information. It's for people from 2 to 500 employees, so check it out. We're really excited about this opportunity, and we thank our agents. I think EM Ford has signed up, and several more. We will have that on our website so you'll know which agents are participating. The network has 4 every week they meet, and Disaster Team is sponsoring that at their location. And please, at your seat, their chamber matters. It has a list of the renewals. And we talk about this every month. Those people are the people in the community who are investing in our local economy and our local business. They write a check because they believe that their investment in the chamber is not just about growing their business, but it's about a collective voice and growing our community. So please look through that renewal list. Thank those people, do business with them because they believe in you. We ask you to believe in them. And John Conti, shout out, it's rainy, you got us going this morning. We're going to close with the Business of the Year award winner, Glenn Funeral Home and Crematory. And we have a great group here today from Glenn Funeral Home. Glenn, you want to stand? Please stand, and then we'll start the video. Thank you all so much for your excellent service. We're proud that you're a member.
Hello, I'm Glenn Taylor, President of Glenn Funeral Home and Crematory and Chairman of the Board of Glenn Family Services. My great-grandfather started in funeral service in 1903. Over the years, we're now into the 5th generation of our family who've been serving the folks of Owensboro and Davis County. I guess in a sense you could say we were an overnight success. But that long-term longevity indicates that either we're terribly committed or not very ambitious. But we've had the privilege of serving families here for a long, long time. And the nature of what we do is not unlike, that old craft of decoupage, in which layers and layers and layers of lacquer were put onto an item and built up into a thing of beauty. So has been this business. It's taken a long time, and it has taken a lot of people. We've been so grateful to our associates, both the ones we have now and the ones that have been with us throughout the years, including those who are no longer living. They've all contributed to us arriving where we find ourselves today. Just like that decoupage, sometimes you can get a scratch on it. It's not perfect. You've got to go back out and buff it out and try to bring the finish back up to where you think your community expects you to be. We're so grateful to the Chamber for giving us this honor. It means so much to those who work with us every day, day in and day out. And it's always so rewarding to be recognized by the community that you're privileged to serve.
On episode 32 of Live with Jeff, I was informed that Jeff has basically like a target list of guests that he wants to have on his show. And who did you tell me was at the top of the list?
Boy.
There's a little revisionist history going on because that's not what happened, no offense. Well, kind of, Jeff, but and I thought it was going to be like Wayne Hart or Ron Rhodes or somebody from TV. So, who was it?
Well.
Yeah, that wasn't the first choice either. This is getting kind of embarrassing, Jeff, because he's in the room.
Bart.
Yeah, Bart Darrell. You were at the top of the list. Apparently somebody hasn't gone back to rewatch episode 32 of Live with Jeff. But yeah, so he said Bart Darrell, and I said, well, you know why? Bart happens to be the president, the chair of the board for the Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce, and you're going to meet him on a Rooster Booster. They met this morning. I think that episode's going to happen, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm going to be 31.
You're going to be episode 31. Bring that cooler back up. I need a weight. Please welcome our board chair, Bart Darrell.
Well, good morning. Jeremy Edge, I appreciate you having your corner a little more ruly than they were last month. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Kentucky Legend. We really appreciate that. And this pig thing, if you're not involved in the past, get ready. Brooklyn Maple is like a terrier on the mailman's pant leg. She won't hurt you, but she's really hard to shake. You know that's right. It is a privilege today to get to introduce Dr. Eli Capilouto from the University of Kentucky, their president. We also have Dr. Mark Newman, who you're going to hear from a little bit, and he will be introduced in more depth in a little bit. But what I do want to tell you about Mark Newman that you don't know, he's of course from here, but he and I were the backbone of one of the greatest Babe Ruth baseball teams in the history of East Davis County. It's true. The Rooster Red Sox, where he was our catcher and I was our very average shortstop. But as long as they talk about great Babe Ruth teams, Mark, they're going to talk about you and me. I also do want to say hello to Mallory Sacre, Kentucky legend. You were smart enough to hire one of our best at Wesleyan, and she's from Louisville, and maybe you're going to keep her here in Owensboro, which we like to do is bring people in and keep them here. So good to see you, my friend. Under Dr. Capilouto's leadership at the University of Kentucky, it has grown from a $2.7 billion to $3.9 billion in total operations and has gained significant momentum in fulfilling its multifaceted mission here in the Commonwealth of teaching, research, service, and healthcare. President Capilouto has led a 7-year, $2.3 billion transformation of the campus since he became the president in 2011. It's aimed at enriching the living learning experience of University of Kentucky students, ensuring their success, strengthening the university's research infrastructure, dedicated to solving Kentucky's most intractable health and economic challenges, and expanding UK's healthcare's capacity to teach, heal, and serve. Through partnerships with the private sector, increased philanthropy, and effective financial management, the University of Kentucky is self-financing the vast majority of this aggressive infrastructure development. And I'll also say that from a very local perspective, their partnerships expand beyond and extend beyond the private sector. Kentucky Wesleyan and the University of Kentucky in the past couple of years have finalized our partnerships where students at Kentucky Wesleyan are guaranteed early admission to the University of Kentucky Med School and guaranteed spots. And we have also just reached an agreement where our students can now enter the School of Pharmacy at the University of Kentucky after their junior year. And that first year at UK Pharmacy School is your senior year at Wesleyan. So you can see the impact that has and the benefits it brings to this community. And I thank you for that. Under his leadership, the priorities outlined in the strategic plan and the innovation of the campus has resulted in historic student success at University of Kentucky. A dynamic research enterprise, a sophisticated healthcare operation capable of serving more patients with increasingly complex health needs, and continued service to the people of Kentucky. The progress on the campus is resulting in high-quality workforce and improved well-being for the Commonwealth that University of Kentucky has served for over 150 years. Would you please join with me in giving a great Owensboro, Davis County, and Rooster Booster welcome to Dr. Eli Capilouto.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that kind introduction. It makes me think, why do we do what we do and how do we do what we do? And you said the most important thing when you said it started over 150 years ago. Because those founding fathers and later mothers had within them a commitment for a better Kentucky. And that's simply it. And everybody in their time who leads the University of Kentucky, I think, has met that goal. So what is our why today? What are our goals in an accelerated period of change? It's simply a healthier Kentucky, a wealthier Kentucky, known by prosperity and a high quality of life, so that your children and your children's children will want to call this place home, so that companies and new enterprises will want to locate and stay here, and where we have an ecosystem, which is so important in this knowledge economy, that spurs innovation and creativity. So when I drive into your community, you know the ingredients. You can see it the moment you turn a corner and look into this area. For us, it's been infrastructure and talent. You heard about the $2.3 billion. We had to do it by innovation, keeping costs down, more efficient public-private partnerships, and yes, we borrowed some money. And even though the amount of our debt has gone up, the percent of our revenues that we spend on retiring that debt has gone down considerably. Because we invested wisely in things that earn revenues, we have to earn our way forward. A better Kentucky has to be a healthier Kentucky. And this is And I could spend all day tipping my hat to everybody that came before me, but I'll just mention my predecessor, Lee Todd, and Dr. Newman's predecessor, Mike Carr. If you would have told me their dream 15 years ago that we were going to be a referral center for subspecialty care so that no Kentuckian would ever have to leave home, regardless of how sick they were, in a town of 300,000 people, I would have told them they were crazy. But they did it. They did it. It's almost an unthinkable dream. But we don't dream little dreams at the University of Kentucky, and Dr. Newman will share that progress. If you're going to have a better Kentucky, you've got a place that has to be part of the breakthroughs, the innovation, solving problems. I'll mention a few. So in my experience in higher education, the one thing I hadn't been involved in, which I've really learned a lot about, is agriculture. And I have Mike Ritchie, who's here with me today, our Vice President for Philanthropy. He's taught me a lot, but you know, I learned when we opened our research farm in Princeton, Kentuckians could get a few hundred pounds per acre out of the land. Today, on average, we yield 8,000 pounds per acre. But to feed the world in 10 years, you're going to have to yield 16,000 pounds an acre. It's a big part of our economy. So how do you do that? You know, I learned just a few weeks ago, we've got about a $6 million grant to solve a problem. Excuse me, I may get it wrong. It's called lodging. When you harvest crops like corn, you lose a lot of it, sort of inefficient. And I turned to our Associate Vice President for Research in Agriculture and I said, if that grant is successful and we can harvest that crop more efficiently, what does it mean? And he looked at me and said, we can feed 1 billion more people. That's the kind of innovation you've got to have out of a research university. Dr. Newman will tell you about our molecular tumor board, how when that scourge of cancer strikes you or a family member, we have better tools to extend your life. And then we've got to be able to take all this discovery. We go out and compete every year against the best in the country and the world for extramural grants so that our investigators can answer hard questions. We're going up every year, this past year, $353 million. It creates jobs, it brings talent to Kentucky, it's terrific. But what we want to do is take those breakthroughs and translate them in to commercial opportunities. So we went up against the best this year because we wanted to be an innovation hub in the country. NIH was going to fund 2 or 3 of these things. Again, young talent came to me, said they want to do it. We didn't really have a strong track record in this area. I thought, another too big a dream. But you know what? We got it. And we did it again through partnerships. It involves 23 universities. We partner with Accelerator Health out of Louisville and the University of Louisville. We're bringing in these folks from the entire region to work to show how you can take an idea, a breakthrough, a discovery, and move it to a marketable product. Those are the kinds of things one must have to do. One has to do to have a better Kentucky. And then finally, and fundamental, no different than when we were founded as a land-grant university 150 years ago, we've got to serve the common man, and eventually we said the common woman, and eventually, and earlier than most, we said people of color. So we've got to have more educated Kentuckians. In the last 7 years, we now graduate more than 1,000 undergraduates than we did 7 years ago. And that's attributed to the largest gains are in the STEM fields, underrepresented minorities, and low income. And that's the population you got to move in Kentucky. So how do we graduate 1,000 more students? First of all, we want to make sure we didn't lose the best and brightest. You got to have good programs for them. At that time, we had an honors program that accepted 50 students a year. Thanks to the generosity of Tom Lewis, we now have the Lewis Honors College. we admit 550 students. Back then, we had 30 national merit scholars we'd keep in Kentucky. We've been well over 100 every year. So we've got 500-600 national merit scholars on campus. That puts us in the top 10 of all public research universities in the country. But then those individuals who want to be the best and brightest, but it's a little harder for them because, their families don't have all the resources. 25% of our students come from families whose average income is $19,000 a year. $19,000 a year. Cost of an education at the University of Kentucky is a little over $20,000 if you include everything. So we have more than doubled the monies we raise and dedicate towards scholarship, but we're leading the country today in a new program. And that is those people who want to work hard, looking for opportunity, need a little hand up to make it. We are targeting our financial aid towards what we call unmet need. And thanks to some philanthropists who have funded our pilot programs, we know this can work. So we're graduating more students. There are 150 universities in this country that have a 6-year graduation rate. And this sounds low, but it's really much higher, but it's the way it's defined, of 70% or higher. And that includes all the Ivy Leagues and very selective schools. We were stuck at 60% for a long time. We've gone up to 66 now. We're going to join that 70%. You graduate more students. You do it in a shorter amount of time. It works for students and families. And then we also depended on our philanthropists. Our Gatton College of Business, $65 million, 100% philanthropy. No cost for students. Our Jacob Science Building, first philanthropist there, $66 million, UK Athletics. Step forward. There are probably 2 or 3 athletic programs in the country that charge students 0 fees to support athletics, and we're one of them. Our athletic program gives back to the university heavily. And then you got to have the best faculty. So the last 6 years, even though it's a downtime in state funding and all, a priority for us is we have got to pay competitively, and for 6 years, we've had a salary plan for our faculty and staff. We've launched a $2.1 billion campaign. Our theme is Kentucky Can. We feel like we can do anything we set our minds to. And from what I've shared with you, I hope you can believe that. And if you have any doubts about it, let me ask you, how about those cats? Come on. Look. I mean, you're recognizing you're Benny. I mean, we got Benny and the cats, But quickly look at that story. It's about infrastructure and talent too. Dr. Todd, his time, invested $1 billion in the healthcare in the university, hit the recession. We saw an opportunity to invest in athletics. We did. Partnerships, multimedia rights arrangements. We're able to build the infrastructure for a football training facility, modernize the stadium, shrink it, make it a better experience, let premium seating pay for it. And you can have success. So it takes a great leader to follow great success. And we were so pleased at the University of Kentucky when we were able to find Dr. Mark Newman. I heard when I got here that Governor Happy Chandler used to say he never met a Kentuckian who wasn't going home or thinking about it. So we were lucky to find one of those people. He grew up here on a farm. He went to Western University, stayed close to home. His father was ill, he wanted to be nearby, went to medical school at the University of Louisville, served in our military, was deployed a few times, and then was attracted because he's one of the best to one of the best medical centers and universities in the country, and that's Duke University, where he served and was president of their physician practice. He's done an outstanding job since he landed here in Kentucky, and I'm glad to welcome home Dr. Mark Newman.
Thank you, President Capilouto. It's great to be home in Kentucky. It's great to be truly home in Owensboro. Bart, I don't remember it raining this much, when I was here before, but it is great to be home. The neat thing about, as President Capilouto said, about following great tradition or following great trajectory is that if you look back over the last 15 years, the goal of being the focus clearly is, how do we provide and support health care for Kentucky? As the President said, how do we get to a place where when a Kentuckian goes to sleep at night, they know if they or their family is sick the next day, that they have the very best care in their own state. Not only in their own state, but close to home. One of the things that has been that I've been proud of as we continue to grow and build on that success is our ability to reach out through the state and create partnerships. We have a great partnership here with Owensboro Health, where that we can, both in the cardiovascular arena and through a Marquee affiliate association, we can provide some of the best cutting edge care as close to home as possible, so that a family can be together, so that a family can think about how they are able to grow and improve and get well in an environment where they have great support. As we think, the President talked about our our tumor board, our molecular tumor board, and essentially, a tumor that is removed here can come to the University of Kentucky, essentially be completely genotyped, and we can look at the highest quality and best approach to the therapy for that individual tumor, for that individual patient. And many times, we also, because of this affiliation between Owensboro Health and between the University of Kentucky and our NCI designated cancer center, and I'll say one of only 69 in the entire nation, we are able to provide the highest level of care anywhere in the country to these individuals, either at Owensboro Health or at the University of Kentucky. It is the type of thing we want to do. And the other thing is, if you're about healthcare, you have to be about having the resources and the capability to do that. We have just this year opened a new medical school in concert with Western Kentucky University. We've enrolled the first new class, had the ribbon cutting, so that if we're going to provide the very best care, we can have great individuals, great physicians that are right here in Kentucky, that are able to make a difference. And so we're going to open our next campus next year in Northern Kentucky. And the idea is, how do we provide and have the very best people, as the President was talking about? How do we keep these great people that we have in Kentucky close to home to provide that very best care? And we're excited to be able to do that and help people across the state to recruit individuals that can make a difference in the lives of our Kentuckians. Now we just about 2 weeks ago, we received an award. It's called the Vizient Rising Star Award, which means that the University of Kentucky, UK Healthcare, is now in the top 25 in quality in the entire nation. One of the top 25 hospitals in the nation in quality. And I think what that does is that allows us to work and partner to provide and continue to grow and improve the health care of Kentucky. Now, the tough thing is, we have to be proud of what we've done, and we are proud, but we can't be satisfied. Because when you look across the state, we have a lot of healthcare challenges. Whether that is our cancer death rate, whether that is substance use disorder, whether that is smoking, cardiovascular disease, stroke, we could go down a list of the ongoing challenges that we have in healthcare. The neat thing is that, again, as the President said, when you look at what we've already done, I'm confident that as we work together, as we reach across the state and we partner. As we look at ways to make Kentucky a healthier state, it all goes together. Improving the economy, improving our social programs, improving our ability to reach out and make a difference in the lives of Kentuckians. It all goes together. As we think about the future, you're going to hear a number of things where we continue to reach out to grow and to partner. We want to make it easier for people to receive the very best care as close to home as they can. And so as we do that, we're going to look and we're going to work with you. We're going to partner. You know, I was just on a trip with the Kentucky Chamber, going to Canada and looking at how we continue to reach out, work with the economy and grow so that this can all, again, we can bring all Kentuckians up to the highest level of both quality of life and quantity of life that we can. So I want to thank you very much. It's nice to be back in Owensboro, and it's great to think about all the good things that we can do together going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Newman and Dr. Capilouto. Okay, so before we let you go this morning, obviously we've been talking about Election Day. It is just a few days away on Tuesday, and obviously encouraging you to go vote. Do want to mention that we have some folks from the Wendell Ford Statesmanship Program at the door. They have Go Vote buttons, and we have some Chamber and CVB interns, Samantha Gatton and Jai Ignacio. They're actually making a video, so please stop by and let them know why you're voting. They're going to put that together in video form, which is really, really cool. We have to bring up our special guest today, Jeff Reinerson from Live with Jeff. Come on up, buddy. Give him a round of applause today. Okay, so first of all, remind them where they can find your show and when it broadcasts.
Every Tuesday, if you see me on, please answer her voicemail, please email her. 1:30 every single Tuesday, and thank you for coming, and everybody, the national leaders, and thank you. And
Indeed.
go vote.
That's right, go vote. And, oh, don't leave. Get back up here. I want to tell you too, DVR alert, Jeff is going to be on Local Lifestyles on WEHT with one of your favorite TV personalities. Who is it?
Angie Humphrey.
Angie Humphrey, yes he is, November 30th, so set your DVR, he's going to be amazing. And you also have a very special role in the Puzzle Pieces lip sync battle, don't you?
Yes.
Tell them what you're doing.
Honorary MC.
Yes, he'll be emceeing that event, and rumor has it through the grapevine, and by the grapevine I mean him because he told me. He was like, I want to be in your lip sync number. Okay, we'll make that happen. You all, thank you so much, and have a great month. Oh, by the way, Hillary.
Hillary Morgan's here from the State Chamber.
Yeah, Hillary Morgan's here from the State Chamber. She will answer any questions you have about the healthcare plan. All right, buddy, it's time to dismiss them.
Thank you for coming.
Election Day is November 6th, and Owensboro needs your vote. No matter what party you are, we're all in this together. This ballot is one of the largest in Davis County's history. So large, in fact, it has two sides. So make sure when you go to the polls, you flip it over. The majority of races that will be decided on Election Day are local races. The winners will have an impact on your everyday life. This election matters. You matter. Come vote for Owensboro on November 6th. Let's have a say in our future. Go vote.